Welcome, dear dreamer, to the sleepy cloud, a soft place where stories drift like waves and dreams come gently to your door. Tonight, we set sail together into the calm of the ocean, where a small boat waits under a sky full of stars. So settle in, close your eyes, and let your thoughts drift with the tide. There was once a little wooden boat, painted a soft blue that had faded with time. It rested quietly near the edge of a calm sea, where the horizon seemed endless and the air smelled of salt and dreams. The little boat had no name, but it carried the memory of many journeys, some long forgotten, some only just beginning. Every evening, as the sun sank low and brushed the water with golden light, the little boat would rock gently, listening to the sea. The waves would whisper stories of faraway islands, drifting clouds, and stars that fell asleep in the water's reflection. The little boat often wondered what it would be like to see those distant places. It had floated near the shore for as long as it could remember, tied to a wooden post by a thin rope. The rope was soft and frayed from years of sun and wind, and sometimes, when the tide rose high, it tugged as if inviting the little boat to follow. "Not yet," the boat would whisper to itself. "Not yet." But that night was different. The sea was quiet, almost waiting, and the moon, full and silver, rose gently above the horizon. Its reflection shimmered across the water like a pathway made of light. The little boat felt something stir deep within its wooden heart. A cool breeze passed by, carrying the scent of the open sea. The rope gave a soft sigh, and then, without a sound, it slipped free from the post. The little boat drifted forward, surprised, but not afraid. The waves welcomed it kindly, lifting it up and setting it down again. The boat looked back at the dark line of the shore, growing smaller and smaller. The sea was wide and full of whispers. "Welcome," it seemed to say. "Welcome, little one. The journey has begun." The stars appeared, one by one, scattered like tiny lanterns across the sky. Their light trembled on the waves, and the boat followed the shimmering path. The night air was cool, and everything felt alive. The sea breathing softly, the wind humming, the moon smiling quietly above. The boat began to hum a little tune of its own, a gentle rhythm that matched the rocking of the waves. It wasn't sure where it was going, but for the first time, it didn't mind. It was enough to simply move, to float, to be carried by the heartbeat of the ocean. Hours passed, though time meant little on the water. The stars slowly drifted westward, and the sea changed its colors, from deep silver to a faint gray blue as dawn began to touch the sky. As light grew, the boat noticed shapes in the distance, soft mists that rose like clouds resting on the water. The horizon shimmered with quiet promise. Then came a voice, soft as foam. "Little one," it whispered, "where are you going?" The boat looked around but saw no one. The waves rippled, and from their gentle folds rose a figure made of moonlight and mist. It was the spirit of the sea, calm and kind, her hair flowing like water. I don't know," said the little boat shyly. "The rope came loose, and now I am here." The spirit smiled. "Then perhaps it was time," she said. "The sea has waited for you." "Waited for me?" "Yes," she said. "Every boat has a journey, and every wave carries a story. Yours begins now. The sea will guide you if you listen. The little boat rocked gently in reply. I will listen, it said softly. The spirit nodded. Then follow the whispers of the waves. They will take you where you need to go. With that, she dissolved back into the sea, leaving only a shimmer of light where she had been. The little boat floated quietly, feeling warm even in the cool dawn. The sun's first rays brushed the water in soft gold, and the sea seemed to sigh in contentment. The boat took a deep, creaking breath. The journey had truly begun.
The sun rose slowly over the endless water, painting the sea with warm gold. Waves shimmered like silk, and the air felt light and new. The little boat floated gently, listening to the soft lap of the tide against its sides. Every sound felt alive: the hush of water, the cry of distant birds, the faint hum of wind moving above the sea. The little boat was still thinking about the spirit of the sea. Her words echoed like a melody. Follow the whispers of the waves. But what did that mean? The sea whispered all the time. It told so many stories that the little boat didn't know which one to follow. Just then, the wind began to stir. It came softly at first, brushing against the boat's wooden sides, rippling the water. Then it grew stronger, playful and curious. The little boat swayed happily as the wind swirled around, lifting small sprays of water into the air. "Hello," called the boat. "Who are you?" "I'm the wind," came a light, laughing voice. "And who might you be, little one, floating so far from shore?" "I'm just a little boat," said the boat. "I've left the land for the first time. The sea said I should listen to its whispers, but I don't know where to go." The wind chuckled softly. "Then you are lucky to have met me. I've danced across every wave and sung to every cloud. I know the ways of the sea, and I love to guide travelers." "Will you help me?" asked the little boat hopefully. "Of course, but you must learn my song first." The little boat tilted slightly, puzzled. "Your song?" "Yes," said the wind, twirling around with a low, soothing hum. "Every traveler of the sea must learn the song of the wind, for the wind carries the rhythm of the world." And so the wind began to sing. It wasn't a song made of words. It was made of movement, of whispers and sighs, of rushes and pauses. The little boat listened carefully as the breeze brushed its sides, pushed against its small sail, and hummed through its mast like a flute. The song grew softer, then stronger, then soft again, like the breathing of the world itself. The boat began to sway in time with the rhythm. It learned how to turn with the wind's push, how to rest when the air grew still, and how to glide forward when the breeze whispered encouragement. The wind laughed joyfully. "There, you are listening now. You see, the sea speaks in waves, but I speak in motion. Together, we'll take you where your story needs to go." The little boat felt lighter. "Thank you," it said, its voice full of quiet wonder. "Where are we going?" "Where the air smells of flowers and the sea glows at night. A place where the stars touch the water. The Isle of Dreams." "The Isle of Dreams," the little boat repeated softly. "It sounds beautiful." "It is," said the wind, "but the path is long and full of calm places. You must be patient, and you must trust the sea." The little boat nodded. "I will trust." Together they moved across the gentle waves. The wind hummed and sighed, and the boat followed the rhythm. The water sparkled under the sunlight, and sometimes silver fish leapt beside them. their scales shining like tiny mirrors. As the day passed, clouds drifted across the sky, slow and soft, like floating islands themselves. The wind brushed them gently, shaping them into whales and birds, then letting them fade. By evening, the sun dipped low once again, turning the horizon into shades of rose and violet. The wind's song grew slower, quieter, like a lullaby. "Are you leaving?" asked the boat as the air began to still. "Only for a while," said the wind softly. "Night belongs to the stars. I will return when the dawn calls. Rest now, little one. You are learning well." The little boat bobbed gently on the calm water. The waves were small and kind, cradling it like hands. "Good night, wind," it whispered. "Good night, traveler," the wind replied, fading into a sigh that drifted far into the darkening sky. The moon rose, round and gentle, lighting a silver path over the water once more. The little boat closed its eyes, if a boat could close its eyes, and let the quiet of the sea carry it into dreams. And in those dreams, it could still hear the faint song of the wind, a soft promise that the journey was only beginning.
Night had fallen once more. The world was wrapped in silver and blue, the kind of deep, quiet night that made even the sea breathe softly. The little boat drifted peacefully, rocking with the gentle rhythm of the waves. Above, the sky shimmered with 1,000 stars, bright, steady, and endless. The little boat looked up at them and whispered, "How many of you are there?" The stars didn't answer with words, but they twinkled as if laughing gently. Their light fell over the water, scattering like dust made of dreams. And then the boat saw something truly magical. The sea below began to shine too. Tiny sparks of light appeared beneath the waves, glowing softly like fallen stars resting in the deep. Wherever the water moved, it left trails of silver and blue. "Oh," breathed the little boat in wonder. "The sea is shining." It was true. The whole ocean glimmered like a mirror of the sky. The line between stars above and stars below blurred until the little boat felt as though it were floating through the middle of the universe. Then came a soft sound, a hum, low and sweet, like a lullaby carried by the tide. It seemed to come from the glowing water itself. "Who's there?" called the boat softly. From beneath the surface, shadows began to form. Slowly, graceful shapes moved through the glowing sea, creatures of light, their bodies made of the same shimmer as the stars around them. They looked like whales, but lighter, gentler, their eyes calm and kind. One rose to the surface, its back breaking through the water with barely a sound. Its skin glowed in soft patterns that pulsed like a heartbeat. The boat stared in awe. "Hello, little traveler," said the great glowing whale in a voice that sounded like the sea itself. "You have come far from the shore." "I have," said the boat quietly. "The sea told me to listen, and the wind taught me its song. Now I'm just following the waves." The whale smiled, its eyes gleaming like moonlight. "Then you are walking the path of the stars." "The path of the stars?" "Yes," said the whale. "The stars above and below are connected. The sea remembers their light, and when the night is calm, it shines with their memory. Every traveler who follows this glow will find something their heart has forgotten."
The little boat tilted in curiosity. Something forgotten?
"Yes," said the whale. "Sometimes we forget where we came from or why we float at all. But the stars, they remind us that even the smallest light has a place in the vast sea of the world." The little boat thought about this quietly. It remembered the rope that once tied it to the shore, the gentle wind that had set it free, and the feeling of drifting into the unknown. "Then maybe," said the boat softly, "I'm learning to remember." The whale nodded, a sound like a deep sigh moving through the water. "Good. Keep listening to the sea and the wind, and soon you'll hear your own heart clearly too." The glowing creatures swam around the boat, circling slowly. The water shimmered even more brightly, like a living sky. The little boat felt warm and light, surrounded by peace. For a while, it drifted among the glowing whales, listening to their low, soothing songs. Each note vibrated through the sea and through the boat's frame, calming it completely. The stars above twinkled in time with the music, and the sea below sparkled with each breath. The whole world seemed to be singing together. Then, slowly, the glowing whales began to dive deeper, their light fading into the quiet darkness. The largest one lingered for a moment, turning back to the boat. "Follow the light until dawn," it said softly. "It will lead you to the next part of your journey." "I will," said the boat. "Thank you." The whale smiled one last time before sinking beneath the glowing waves. The sea dimmed, leaving only a faint shimmer that marked the whale's path. The little boat floated alone again, but not lonely. The sea hummed softly, and the stars continued to watch from above. The night passed gently. The boat closed its eyes and let itself drift, carried by the calm rhythm of the ocean's breathing. When morning came, the light of dawn melted the stars from the sky. The glowing sea faded back to its soft blue, and the horizon stretched wide and bright. The little boat looked ahead. In the far distance, it saw something faint, a small shape rising from the water, half hidden by mist. "A new place," it whispered, feeling excitement and calm mixed together. The waves seemed to nod in reply. "Yes," they said quietly, "keep floating. The journey is guiding you well." The little boat lifted gently with the next wave and moved forward, chasing the soft golden light of the morning. Morning stretched softly across the horizon, spreading pale gold over the waves. The little boat drifted toward a hazy shape in the distance, a place half hidden behind thin curtains of mist. The closer it floated, the more the air seemed to shimmer with quiet mystery. "This must be the island," whispered the little boat, "the one the sea was guiding me to." The water around it grew calm, almost still, and a faint scent of flowers floated on the breeze, a strange thing to smell in the middle of the ocean. The mist parted slowly, revealing tall trees with silver leaves, their reflections dancing on the surface of the water. The island looked like it had been dreamed rather than built. Soft shapes, gentle colors, and everything wrapped in light. The shore was made not of sand, but of fine white shells that sparkled under the morning sun. The little boat drifted closer until it brushed gently against the edge of the island. The sea sighed behind it, as if saying,
Go on, little one."
A moment later, a voice rose from the trees. "Who comes to the island of mist?" The boat turned slightly. From between the branches stepped a white heron, tall and graceful, its feathers shining like morning clouds. Its eyes were calm and wise. "I'm a little boat," said the boat politely. "I've come across the sea, following the whispers of the waves." The heron tilted its head. "Few travelers find this place. The mists keep it hidden from all but the quiet-hearted." "I didn't mean to find it. The sea just carried me here." "Then the sea trusts you, and so will I." The bird spread its wide wings and stepped into the shallow water beside the boat. Its reflection rippled across the waves. "Come," said the heron gently. "There are things here that even the sea forgets." The little boat floated quietly along the edge of the island, while the heron walked beside it on long, careful legs. The mist thickened again, soft as breath. Through the pale air, shapes appeared. Tall stones covered in moss, small pools that glowed faintly blue, and trees that whispered in a language older than wind. "What is this place?" asked the boat in awe. "This is where memories come to rest," said the heron. "Every journey leaves pieces behind, thoughts, hopes, dreams. The mist gathers them and keeps them safe." The little boat looked around. The island felt alive, full of gentle sighs and faint songs that came from nowhere and everywhere at once. "Can I leave something here too?" asked the boat quietly. The heron nodded. "If you wish, what would you leave behind?" The little boat thought for a long moment. "Maybe my fear," it said finally. "I was afraid when the rope came loose, afraid of the sea, afraid to drift too far." The heron smiled softly. "Then let the mist take it." The bird lifted one wing and brushed it lightly over the boat's bow. A cool, silvery glow surrounded the little boat, and for a moment it felt lighter, as if a weight it had never noticed before had gently lifted away. "There," said the heron, "the mist has taken your fear. You will still feel the wind and the waves, but now your heart will float with them instead of against them." The boat felt warmth spread through its wooden frame. "Thank you," it whispered. The heron stepped back and looked toward the sky. "Your journey is far from over. Soon the sea will call you again. But before you go, take this." From the shallows, the heron lifted a single feather, long and white with a silver shimmer along its edge. It placed the feather gently on the boat's deck. "This will remind you that calm can live even in storms." The little boat looked down at the feather, glowing softly in the morning light. "I'll keep it safe," it said. "Then go with peace," said the heron. "The sea is waiting." The mist began to move again, swirling around them like a soft tide. When it cleared, the island seemed to fade, its outlines growing pale until it was gone, as though it had simply melted back into the air. The little boat blinked, surprised to find itself once again surrounded by open water. Only the faint scent of flowers and the silver feather on its deck remained to prove that the island of mist had ever been there, at all. The wind returned, gentle and kind. It brushed against the boat's sail and whispered, "Come, traveler, there are more wonders waiting beyond the horizon." The little boat lifted with the next wave and began to move once more, the feather glimmering beside it, a quiet reminder of courage, calm,
and all that had been left behind. As the sun rose higher, the sea sparkled ahead, stretching endlessly toward the unknown. The little boat smiled inside its wooden heart. "Thank you, island. Thank you, heron. I will remember." The sea answered with a soft murmur, and together they sailed on. The sun drifted slowly across the sky as the little boat floated onward, the feather from the heron glowing softly beside it. The sea was calm, the air warm, and everything shimmered in soft blues and silvers. The wind whispered now and then, playful and kind, steering the boat gently toward the horizon. But as evening began to fall, something new stirred beneath the surface. The water darkened, not with shadow, but with depth, as if the sea itself had grown deeper than before. The waves became quiet, their rhythm slower, heavier. The little boat listened carefully. There was a sound, low, steady, and deep. It came not from above or around, but from far below. "Who's there?" the boat called softly. The sea did not answer, but the sound continued, rising and falling like the ocean's heartbeat. It was a voice, old, patient, and full of memory. "Little one," the voice murmured at last, muffled by layers of water. "Do you hear me?" "Yes," said the boat. "Who are you?" "I am the heart beneath the waves," said the voice. "I am the part of the sea that remembers all things, every tide, every storm, every dream carried on the water." The little boat shivered with wonder. "The spirit of the sea spoke to me once. She told me to listen to the whispers. Is that you too?" The voice hummed softly. "The spirit is my breath. I am her memory. When she sends travelers across the sea, I keep their stories safe. And now, little one, it is your turn to share." "Share?" "Yes," said the voice. "Tell me what you have learned since leaving the shore." The little boat floated quietly for a long time. Then it spoke. "I learned to trust a wind and follow its song. I met glowing whales beneath the stars and a heron who helped me leave my fear behind. I learned that the sea carries me even when I don't know where I'm going." The voice sighed, a deep, slow sound that moved through the water like warmth. "You have listened well. Few travelers learn so soon. But your journey is not yet done. Ahead lies a place where all currents meet, the circle of stillness. To reach it, you must pass through the deep passage." "The deep passage?" the boat repeated softly. "Yes," said the voice. "It is a quiet place below the surface where sound sleeps and light forgets to shine. But do not be afraid. Carry the heron's feather close, and you will not be lost." The sea began to glow faintly once more, as if the stars had returned beneath the waves. The light formed a spiral path that led downward into the depths. The little boat hesitated, but the feather gleamed brighter, filling the air with a gentle silver light. "Thank you," whispered the boat to the voice. "Go well, traveler, and remember, even in silence, you are not alone." The boat drifted forward, following the glowing path into the calm, deep blue. The world grew quieter, slower, softer, until it seemed that even time had stopped. The voice faded into a hum,
and the boat felt itself floating not on the water, but within it, surrounded by peace so vast it almost felt like a dream.
The light around the little boat dimmed until everything became a calm shade of blue-gray. The surface above was only a faint shimmer, far away now, while the sea around felt endless and tender. It was not frightening. It was quiet, a silence that wrapped gently around, soft as a lullaby. The boat floated for what felt like hours, maybe days, until at last it entered a vast open space beneath the waves. The water there did not move. It was perfectly still. "This must be the circle of stillness," the boat whispered. The feather glowed softly beside it, keeping a small circle of silver light around the boat. In the glow, shapes began to appear, not of living creatures, but of memories. A small paper kite drifting gently, a seashell that once sang, a lantern that glowed without fire. Each floated quietly past the boat, as if caught between moments of time. "These are the dreams left behind by other travelers," said a soft voice. The spirit of the sea had returned, her voice gentle, her shape woven from light. "They passed through this place just as you do now," she said. "Each left something behind and carried something new forward." The little boat watched the quiet shapes float by. "What should I leave here?" it asked. The spirit smiled faintly. "Whatever no longer belongs to your journey." The boat thought carefully. It remembered the nights it had worried about drifting too far, the times it wished it could go back to the shore, the loneliness it sometimes felt in the middle of the sea. "Maybe," it said softly, "I should leave my loneliness here." The spirit nodded, "Then release it." The little boat let out a deep sigh, a creak that came from its wooden heart, and the loneliness slipped away, rising gently like a bubble until it disappeared into the calm. The water glowed brighter for a moment, then settled again. "You've done well," said the spirit. "Now it is time to rise again. The sea above is waiting, and the wind is calling your name." The little boat looked upward. The light from the surface was faint but growing stronger, a promise of morning. "Thank you," the boat said quietly. "Go with peace," whispered the spirit, fading once more into the water's glow. The boat began to rise, slowly and steadily through the quiet depths, until at last it broke the surface, where dawn waited with soft gold light. When the little boat rose from the deep, the world was brighter than it had ever been. The sky stretched wide and endless, and the horizon shimmered like melted silver. The wind returned, singing softly. "Welcome back, traveler," it said, brushing against the sail. "You've been gone a long while." "It felt like a dream," said the boat, "but I'm here again." The wind laughed lightly. "Dreams and journeys are not so different." Together they drifted over the shining water. The waves were gentle, the air warm. The sea seemed to hum softly beneath them, not as a call, but as a song of contentment. In the distance, clouds gathered in shapes that looked like mountains. Lightning flickered faintly within them, but it was not harsh. It was distant and slow, as though even the storm were dreaming. The boat looked up. "Are we going toward a storm?" "Only a gentle one," said the wind. "It's time you learn what calm truly means. Not the absence of waves, but peace within them."
The sky grew darker, the sea a deep gray blue. Waves rose higher, curling and falling, but the little boat did not feel afraid. The feather still lay on its deck, glowing faintly in the dim light. Rain began to fall, not heavy, but steady, like 1,000 soft hands touching the water. Each drop made a tiny sound, and together they formed a rhythm that blended with the wind's song. The boat closed its eyes and listened. The storm was not wild, it was beautiful. The sea lifted it high, then set it gently down again, rocking it like a cradle. For a long time it drifted in that peaceful motion, rain above, sea below, wind all around, until slowly the clouds began to fade. A ray of sunlight broke through, spilling gold over the waves. The rain turned to sparkles, the clouds to silver mist. And then the little boat saw it. Far ahead, where the sea met the horizon, an isle glowing with soft light, the Isle of Dreams. The wind was right, the boat whispered. It's real. Yes, said the sea softly. It's been waiting for you.
The closer the boat floated, the brighter the world became. The island shimmered in gold and silver, surrounded by calm water that glowed like liquid dawn. Trees of crystal leaves swayed on the shore, and flowers opened to the rhythm of the tide. When the little boat reached the sand, the sea sighed behind it, as though saying, "You have arrived." The boat rested on the gentle shore, feeling the warmth of sunlight across its wooden sides. The feather glowed brighter than ever, then slowly lifted into the air, carried away by the wind until it became a spark of light in the sky. The spirit of the sea appeared once more, standing where the water kissed the sand. "You have traveled far, little one," she said softly. "What have you found?" The boat thought for a long time, then replied, "I found courage in the wind, beauty in the stars, kindness in the sea, and peace within myself." The spirit smiled. "Then you have learned all the sea wished to teach. Rest now. The waves will sing for you." The boat closed its eyes. The tide rose and fell, gentle as breath. The sunlight shimmered through the mist, turning everything golden. And somewhere in the distance, the wind sang, not to guide this time, but to say farewell. The sea hummed softly, the same lullaby it had sung since the beginning. And the little boat drifted into stillness, surrounded by light. It had reached the Isle of Dreams. And at last, it rested. Thank you, dear dreamer, for sailing with the sleepy cloud tonight. May your heart find calm seas and your thoughts drift gently into rest. Until we meet again, may your dreams be light, your mind peaceful, and your soul carried softly across your own endless sea.